biggest comp. It's the focal point for UK Bhangra.
My name's Sim. I've danced at King's. My first comp was actually, I think, 2011, and the last comp that I danced in was 2018. So, well, the first ever TBS was in 2007, and yeah, King's won that one. But there was an aspect that we need to win it again to prove ourselves. I had a full conviction that I need King's to win, right? So, no matter how long it takes and how many losses it takes, at some point I will get them there. 2017 was one of those years where everything started to click. The reason why the team did so well, I'd say, is because the team got along a lot. We all used to go to practice, go back to the flat. A few of us would cook, the others would play Call of Duty, the others would talk about the set, and everyone just ended up in this one flat, like 15, 16 people cramped in this one flat. It's just a nice vibe where we were cooking together, eating together, sleeping in the same place, like that kind of stuff.
Try sleeping together. Try so hard to sleep.
Yeah. Monday practice, Tuesday practice, Wednesday off, Thursday practice. Wednesday you're so tired that you don't want to go anywhere else. Friday practice. Saturday you're going home to see your family. Come back early on the Sunday, please, because we got to practice on Sunday. You're interfering with a lot of people's personal lives. If you don't get along, it's not gonna work. And that's, I think, the difference in 2017. We had this team who, till this day, we still get together, go to each other's weddings, go to all that stuff as a family. And that year we had that.
My name is Ishan Nandra, and I dance for Aston Bhangra from the years of 2017-2020. It was TBS time, and my first time at Aston University. Sira, Jag and Prem, I think they saw the potential in me.
My name is Sanveer Singh Sira, and I danced for Aston between 2012 and 2016.
My name is Jag Randawa, and I danced for Aston University between 2012 and 2017.
Ishan had, like, in quotes, it is what it is. He had the drive, he had it. Like, whatever people saw in Hash, Deepak, those guys, Ishan had it as well.
And I actually still have the messages of Prem asking if I'd like to choreograph. And that moment felt absolutely surreal. I remember exactly how this happened. So it was the first ever Aston Bhangra class, and there were like 5 people taking this class. Aston didn't even have a room booked, and the class was in the car park. Things were that disorganised at Aston. At the end of this class, we went back to Old Fire Station. It's a accommodation on Aston campus with the whole team. And Jag, Sira, Prem, they spoke and they said, this guy here called Ishan, he's gonna choreograph next to your set. TBS 2017 was a journey. Had a lot of ups and downs on the way. We went on stage with 15 people, but I was just incredibly grateful to be given that platform to dance. That's all I ever wanted to do. So I'd already danced with some of the UOB boys prior, and I don't think the vibes were that great because we'd collectively come 6th together. So I knew that those guys were really going to TBS to win it.
It's the infamous back in the house once again. It's the infamous back in the house. Back in the house. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go!
Now it's 2017, The first time in a long time that UOB haven't won for 2 years in a row, and especially the manner in which we lost last year, we all had a fire in our belly.
Yeah, so 2017 was basically mine and Suki's time now to shine. So obviously 2016 we were co-captains.
2017 was quite different in terms of the dynamics. We had myself and Harla take over.
Thing is, me and Suki, I think we worked quite well together.
We still held so much like sadness from what happened in 2016 because we thought in 2016 we would win. Holding that disappointment, we used that as a fuel to kind of just give us the motivation to carry on training. We did a good 4.5 months of really intense training in 2017. I remember the first few months I was like, why am I doing this? Because it was so intense.
I think that's probably the biggest thing I learned is about how to manage team dynamics, because there's a lot of different people, and like you said, there's 8 boys and there's 8 girls as well, and you can't be all out at times. You can't fully be yourself sometimes.
It was horrendous. I'll be honest, it was horrendous, but I knew why. So it was just kind of like we had to just power through. But in that moment, it was horrible. I was like, my God, I am dying. You know, I've got shin splints, I can't walk properly, I've got all these blood blisters on my hands after using the SARP. And I struggle with using the SARP as it is. And Suki is really, like, when it comes to detail and attention to detail, he is insane. But in that moment, I was like, this is really, really hard. If I was to say how militant he was out of 100, I'd say 100 out of 100. But it was good. Like, you know, I have so much respect for him and he knows that as well, so.
The one thing with the UOB is we've always been fortunate to have a good set of dancers.
Yeah, I think so. I think the team's always been good. I think we've been quite fortunate where we've had individuals who are on it, who are really committed to what they want to do, and they're excited about Bhangra. They're not being forced to be there. They took on feedback. They didn't cry about things. They weren't like, oh no, you can't say this about me. So this is the feedback. This is what you did good, which is fine. Here's what you need to work on and sort it out. I always felt at UOB people were very open to feedback. We were all very open to criticism. We could point at each other anytime. You know, to captains as well. It wasn't a case of there's any exceptions. Anyone could point at anyone else and say, you're fucking up here. You need to improve on this.
But then it was the last week before the competition that I was like, okay, this is the result. This is actually going to hit the audience on another level.
This year was a little extra special as it was the 10th anniversary of TBS. We got to Hammersmith Apollo, did our tech time, started getting ready for the day. The venue was filling up. This was the last year I was going to dance at TBS. Imperial had won the last 2 years in a row. We just had to bring it back. The crowd was starting to fill up. Now it was just a case of performing on the night.
We're in SUP, and and I think one of the nuts or something comes off completely. So it's literally on the verge of breaking. I saw the nut come out. I lost sort of control with my SUP, and my immediate thought was I need to drop my SUP. But yeah, man, I hate, literally the worst feeling ever.
Fucking hell. He's in my position. So when we're doing a move, when we have to get into some sort of V formation, I remember looking at him thinking, you're in my spot, what are you doing there? And it was because his SUP was breaking and he's got flustered or whatever it was. And then I see him throw SUP at me.
With all of the issues we had last year, the SUP malfunction was the last thing we needed.
We went on stage and again, sort of quietly confident about everything. I remember standing next to, I think it was next to Omen on stage, and we're just standing there waiting for results. And he whispered in my ear, he goes, yo, we've won. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I've seen Bilal's card, it says we've won. And I just had to keep a straight face at this point. I couldn't be like, oh yeah, smashed it. I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. I mean, okay, well, we've won then. And he goes, no, 100%, I can see it, it's clearly, it says the UOB first place. Okay, cool, that's fine. So sort of, it ruined the excitement anyway. We had to give it a bit of a, no, I mean, it was funny. It was literally I think it was about 30 seconds before it got announced. But yeah, we sort of knew at that point. We knew before, but we definitely knew 30 seconds before we'd won.
The time has come, and I can now reveal to all of you, it gives me great pleasure to, one, be the host today of this very amazing event. It's an annual occasion, and it gives me great delight to now announce your winner. I love stretching this moment out, but we've all got the after party to look forward to, so without further ado, heartiest congratulations go to the champs of the Bhangra Showdown 2017 is Birmingham!
We did it. This was the first win outside of the initial group of UOB captains and cemented Birmingham's name in the record books as the team with the most wins. All that hard work over the last 3 years finally felt rewarded.
Should you have won in 2017?
Yes. Do you want me to explain why? I thought the UOB set was great. It had a lot of impact. And looking at some of the judging scorecards, there was a focus on cleanliness in the Kings set. That was as clean as I've seen a team until that point. That's why I think that we edged it that year, but I wouldn't turn around and say anything spiteful to the people who won it. As important it is to win, I think losing with grace has an understated value.
I was very sad when Aston came third that year, but at the same time, I was happy for my friends at UOB that, they got what they wanted, especially after what was presented to them the year before.
Yeah, honestly, as a duo, I think we smashed it, man. Like, honestly, I would not, I've worked with a lot of people, but when me and Suki worked together, it was something different.
Did you and Suki not future-proof?
You know what it is? In 2017, obviously it was me and Suki. There was really no one else that we could kind of take on board, because I feel like it was me and Suki, and everyone was at a similar level.
Krish was a rookie in 13, co-captain in 14, purely just because he was passionate.
Yeah. I don't know, I don't actually know the ins and outs, but
Let's show you what Chris said.
Jeez.
I thought that was unacceptable.
Right.
You've had 1, 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years maybe, of future-proofing happening in UOB. Everyone knows the process. You're captain, you bring someone on to take it over the next year. It's as simple as that. 2011, 12 and 13 were Hashrami and Jaspunian and Deepak. And they had that was pretty much the start of building that process at UOB. 2014 that was continued when Hash brought me up. 2015 that was continued with when I took Aaron on. 2016 was continued when Aaron took Suki on, and there's no excuse why it didn't happen in 2017. I think if you look at it, after 2017, it's been downhill for UAB since then, and it could be argued that it's because of that.
To be fair, it is valid. Like, yeah, I hear that. In hindsight, probably, yeah, if we took on Harps in 17, it could have helped towards 18, but is that the reason why UAB went downhill? No, of course not. Because an element of that is, look, the support was always still there for Harps.
We took the decision to just me and Hardo crack on with it. At the time, it was the right decision. What we done as insurance was to provide support for 2018 instead, and we done that with proper full force. I think that's what people don't realise, is we didn't sort of, like you say, have a new person come in as a captain and say, off you go. We did help them, we supported them, we gave them advice, we watched over for them. We definitely came to training and sort of helped them out. Hardo Bajada ended up doing the set, because if he didn't do it, they wouldn't have gone to the competition. So I definitely dismissed the argument that we didn't help them or we didn't prepare. Yeah, perhaps more could have been done a year before, but how much of a difference that would have made, I'm not sure.
Tech time is just essentially stage rehearsal time. Normally a team gets 15 minutes. They were threatening Assen with 0. I said, that's absolutely crazy. You can't put a bunch of freshers on stage. And the first time they ever dance in front of thousands of people is at that time.
I'll ask you how back here, yeah? So listen, everyone does parkour all out, yeah? In every segment, lines, arc, and cleanliness is priority. You have to do it properly, yeah? So parkour, pull out properly, yeah? And if we get to this point, Chumar and Julia also pull out, that's it. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 out of 10. From everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you test the waters now. And yo, they're gonna test the spotlight. 3 to 4 minutes, by the way. That's fine. Save. Okay, are we ready? Yeah! Team Aston! Team Aston! Team Aston!
So I had a word with them. They said that they would talk to every other captain of every other team and do a democratic vote, which I also thought was like, wow, this is only going to go one way anyway. No other team is going to be pally or going to say, yeah, let's make life easier for the biggest name in Bhangra. All the other captains decided that Assen should have 4 minutes of tech time and start the show with -1 point.
It's game time now, baby.
So on paper we had 4 minutes of tech time. That actually turned out to be 2 minutes 30, because after the team had set up their props and everything, it was 2 minutes 30. So when you really look at it, that's like about a segment or 2 segments in, which is absolutely nothing compared to other teams having two run-throughs worth.
Because there's only one, and there will always be get a few cartons. Fall over there. Nice. Nico, check the props on the floor. I think some props fell. They're that close. Easy, come on.
How did you feel after you saw Aston do their tech time?
I was disappointed that it was 2 minutes 30, but at the same time, I was like, look, it's comp day, it's game time now. This is what we have, let's make the most of it. And I was actually very, very impressed knowing that how well so many freshers just like handled themselves. Yeah, the tech time wasn't great, there were a few mistakes, but what else can you do? You know, we worked with what was given to us, and I think we done that well. Look man, every human needs to go to the toilet once, twice in a day, right? It's comp day, had to go to the toilet. I just refused to go to the toilet, and when this happened, I was in shock. I just couldn't believe that, you know, at the age of 25, like someone saying you can't go to the toilet because, or for whatever reason. I've done TBS a few times in the past, never happened before, and now I'm being denied to go to the toilet. Cool. You have to wait. Ishan, this is your time slot to go to the toilet. Do I take the time slot? Of course. Do I go to the toilet? Yes. And then I'm followed to the toilet. And then while I'm in the toilet, people come in and say, Ishan, can you hurry up? Need to get back. And I'm thinking, what for? You know, so all these little things, like we're being treated as if we're not a normal team. I don't know why we're getting this extra watchdog. Like, what was I going to do in the toilet? Like, watch someone else's set? What was I going to do? Like, plan some kind of... I don't know what they were expecting, but things like that, things being watched on the day, you walk in and out of the room, oh, where are you going? This, that. It's not normal, but the truth is, Aston were already... There was already so much against Aston. I just was keeping cool, making sure that should we win, everyone else... You know, it's embarrassment to everyone else about how they treated Aston on the day.
Come on, Saigon! Forward pin! These pinned as well. Dunya, everything. Chadar, salwars, pinned. We have to be prepared. We're going in like 10-15 minutes. Listen, hello! Before you start talking, we're not taking anything else. Get your props ready. Girls, you're setting your kumba area, you're taking double. Get everything ready. We're going to fucking win. We're going to war. Let's go! Let's go! What team? What team? Let's go! Game time! Game time! Let's go! Let's fucking go! We're gonna fucking win! Come on! We're doing it now! Let's go! Come on!
dropping like this on stage. So fucking messy. Straight up jacked Aston Strumberg last year, 2 diagonals, same thing. Aston Strumberg last year, 90% same. I swear on my fucking life, this is yours for the fucking taking. I don't know what if people are that pumped for teams like that, when you guys come on, it is fucking game the fuck over. Yo, and you know one thing? Yo, they were not clean at all. Not clean. You guys done this too many times. I'm telling you, it's too fucking easy. 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 Come on. What team? Aston. What team? Aston. What is it? Game time. What is it? Game time.
Man's heart is racing as well. Nerves are natural. What we're going to do now, we're pumped. We're going to calm ourselves down as well. I don't want no nerves. We're going to drop all of that shit here. So hands around each other, drop your props. We're going to take a few deep breaths together. In confidence, out doubt, negativity. In the trophy. In a very good performance. In smiles from yourself. In smiles from your families, your friends watching that. Shut your eyes. On the count of 5, 6, 7, 8. In 1, 2, 3. Hold it. Out. And out. Ready. Lock, you're ready. You have to be ready. Come on, today.
Guess who's back? Greatness.
Aaron, how do you feel after that?
Feel good.
Yeah?
So yeah, best of luck for the rest of the teams.
Did it all go well for Leicester?
Again?
Did it all go well for Leicester?
As far as I know, I've not seen the footage, but the energy we felt good, so we'll see what happens.
That one. Smile away, boys, smile away. Guys, get ready! They need us!
Smell fear. Look at them, pussies. Feel like they're about to fucking cry. Yeah, let's run a high horse. You're the guys to fucking knock them off that high horse. Yeah? But you're already champions. Don't let anyone down, bruv. This is, honestly, you guys done this too many times. One more fucking time. Composure. Don't get carried away. The lines is very important because not one team's been clean. Not one team has even hit their lines. Have they? Gurdev? Not one. Less the cleanest, even that. Dead.
Clean execution, formations all over.
Like, and you guys, look how clean your fucking lines are. Even in tech time, clean. That's it, one more time. And that's it, I'm gonna come out with you guys today and we're gonna get absolutely fucked. We're gonna fucking go. Come on, yeah, but look, when we'll move into another room, but yo, keep in high spirits because genuinely, you guys are gonna fucking do this. You guys are already champions. You guys are the champions last year, and you're not winning today, you're retaining. Yeah? You're still the best. Because you never left. You were always there. These guys, they're just playing catch up. We're too far ahead. Easy. They're throwing hurdles at us. So what? We jump 2 at a time. It's too easy for us. Yeah, this is the mentality we have, and because it's true. This is truth. This is real life. It's not fiction. Yeah? So that's it.
Going, come on.
Yeah, watch it, Nick.
Hold it, hold it. It's fine. Nick, careful. Watch it, don't let.
Where's all the noisy drinking party people? Where are they at? Where's all the single people meant to look? Where's all the single women looking for love people? Where's all the single people who are not looking for love and looking for someone right now people?
4 hours. Pump it up.
Okay, there's a little place in the middle of this country. It's called Birmingham. And I'll be honest, I've been hosting this event for a few years now. Birmingham and Midlands universities tend to dominate the competition. People say the Midlands is the heart of British Bhangra music. Maybe it's something that's in their blood. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it could be based on what I've seen so far. So, representing the Midlands, the West Midlands tonight. If you come down to support them, make some noise and let's go crazy. For Aston!
There was a lot that had to change at Aston. TBS 17, I'd only been doing this for like 3 months. Happy became third, but in the middle of TBS 17 and TBS 18, then a summer comp with GCC again, and we won. I think I learned a lot dancing with people like Suki Dillon, Hardo from UOB, Simba from Kings. Like, it was so good to collaborate and just see what do other people do well. And then when it came to Aston in 2018, I put it all together. It was the hardest we'd ever trained at Aston. There's only one reason I'm doing this, and that was to be the best. For Aston to be the best. We're gonna get there. I don't know how, but we're just gonna try our best, and whatever happens, happens. At that time, everything before 17 was UOB, Imperial, UOB, Imperial. There was only talk of those two teams, right? Everyone else was just there.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I knew a lot of the Aston boys from GCC. Aston had been putting in a lot of competitive performances over the years, and even winning Capital Bhangra a couple of times. But how did Aston Bhangra start?
When I first went to Aston, there wasn't much of a competitive team. A group of us kind of got together and said, let's be the first ones to make a team for Aston.
Sierra was really pushing me to really do make a team and stuff like that. And so, we managed to get a team together.
So in 2012, we didn't actually compete, but we went to the show. I can remember sitting with guys like Jag, Prem and a couple of others, and we were like, next year we'll be on that stage. 2013
It was a good stepping stone. It was a big crowd. Dancing in front of 3,000-4,000 people. That was a big thing. I had never done that before, so it was a good experience. I did it with a couple of good lads as well, so.
I have no idea where we came in that first year, but I feel like it was 6th or 7th. It was near the bottom.
TBS 13 to 14.
I think our mentality changed. The failure in 2013 helped drive the success in 2014.
I think me, Sierra and Prem being together from the start as well, I think by then it kind of clicked for us. Prem was just an amazing mixer at the time, and he was just on it all the time. And yeah, TBS 14 is probably one of my favourite ones, I think. And the feedback we got for that was just sick, man.
That was the first time we'd ever had any type of success. We'd never placed before. No one expected us to place. We were still a nothing team. No one really cared about Aston. No one knew anything about Aston. But that was the year that people thought, oh, do you know what, these guys, they're actually a good team. So Capital was 2 weeks after TBS, and we felt like we'd win it. In fact, we knew we were going to win. We felt like if we could get Aston placing and winning, people would want to dance for us instead of us looking for dancers. People would respect us more, and I think it kind of helped build our name. So we were going for trophies. That was always our mindset, was always to try and win.
The progression of Wars 2012 to 2013 TBS to ultimately 2014, where they placed 3rd, I think, to then go into Capital to win. I think those 3 years was really important because it showed that, okay, Aston's now a competitive team. They've come at Showdown and just been part of it, and then they've come 3rd, but then gone to another competition 2 weeks later and won it.
We were going to dance in 2015 at TBS. For whatever reason, a few dancers dropped out. We just felt like we would go there and flop. So the decision was to drop out of TBS and just focus on Capital, because again, the timeline gave us another couple of months. In 2016, I thought we were going to win. We started really early. We had the set done, I think, just before Christmas. Yeah, and I thought we had it. I definitely thought we were going to win. I overheard a conversation between Simba saying to them, oh, we've scored I think it was low 80s, mid 80s, they were in that region. So before we'd even danced, I knew what they'd got. So we danced, me and Jag, we go into the room, we get our scores, and I already know we've beaten them, right? So I'm thinking, okay, great. It's going to be UOB, Imperial, us, and Kings were the 4 teams that I was thinking, okay, these teams are going to play. So I knew we've already placed. I knew the bar had fallen off from Sargent, as unfortunate it is, their loss was our gain. So when we came 3rd, I was not happy, because I felt like, I just thought we were better than 3rd place. I thought we were better than our previous years. I think disappointment was good because it showed how far we'd come. 1 year we were just happy to dance, then we were really happy to be 3rd, and then I was upset at being 3rd because it wasn't good enough for us.
Aston have always been good. They were quite there, but quite not there.
Yeah.
What was it?
I don't know. I feel like throughout let's say my 4 or 5 years there, I felt like we always tried to be different. I think that's the one thing we thought of. If we looked at UAB when we were starting, they were doing boy, girl, Geordie. Okay, let's do boy, boy, girl, girl. Let's try and be different. They were more traditional co-ed, softer style, more emphasis on execution. We were let's go high. We did try and be different.
And the image was always important. I think a lot of teams lacked the image. UOB had their image, Imperial had their image, Kings, I don't really think had an image. They had multiple images, you know, segment by segment, they had different images.
Star was there was always disparity between the dancers. I think once we've left, I think that not only has it equaled, but I think the girls have got better than the boys.
Afterwards, I really did think Aston needed something else now. I really thought, okay, we've tried, we've done this for how many years now? We're close, but we're not going to get there doing it like this.
But for whatever the reason was, we couldn't get him over the line. We kind of felt like Ishan had to take the captaincy. And it is harsh, but we felt like if he didn't take the captaincy, we felt he was the best person to get the team to win.
Is it working? All right, I'll tell you who it is. The winners of the Bhangra Showdown 2018 goes to the one and the only. Look at that silence in the room right now. Okay, it goes to
It was the most emotional and happy win ever. It was Aston's first time. Like, it was such a big moment, not only for me, but for Jag, Sira, Prem. I think there's this photo of like everyone that's ever been involved with Aston just with the trophy. And it was the most emotional thing ever.
I was so happy when they won. I was lucky to be there. I knew probably about a week or so before that they were going to win. I can remember speaking to Jag, Prince and those guys. Yeah, these guys are definitely going to win.
It was probably one of the best performances I've ever seen. Not even just like Aston, not even just TBS or Uni, not even just UK. I'm just talking just Bhangra. Like if you want to see a Bhangra set, like, look at this one, man, a mixed set. Like it was just spectacular.
Being in the venue when they actually won, it might sound corny, but it was like a dream, man. I couldn't believe it because we had tried so hard to get them to win. Couldn't get them over the line. Like that's just the way it is. But you know, when they actually won, it was amazing. Being outside that venue, guys from 13 were there, guys from 14, girls from 14, the people from 2015, a lot of the team from 2016 were there. And it was like everybody from Aston who had been there throughout the years was there. And I can remember looking around thinking, shit, man, do you know what? I've seen half of these people from starting to finishing and like everybody was there. And that was the moment that will stay with me. It's like the family was there and that was really nice.
I was lost for words, man. And then they did it on the day and I was just like, I couldn't believe it, man. I was just like, they not only did it, but they smashed it. Like there's no question. And people wanted to question it. They were dying to question it, man. After all Aston went through in it, they were just dying for it. And it was just like, there's no question that the way they pulled the set off, how the set was made, the mix, the dancers, it was top notch.
I was very happy for Aston in 18. The 18 set, I watched the Chumma, I was like, wow, you know, like how did I not think of that? Like, it's so simple.
I remember watching Aston 218 and it got to the Jumra segment. The Jumra segment was just like, you just fucking killed it now, just walk off stage.
Right, you know, we started from 4-man, 6-man sets to, you know, Jag, Sira, Prem, you know, holding up, a 12-man team to then getting a 16-man team together to then, you know, going and winning twice. Like it's just a proud feeling. So I'm really happy with everyone that got involved and everyone that's been part of Aston, because I think ultimately that's what the vision was. The vision was for Aston to be like elite team, like get mentioned how the UOBs were and Imperials were at a certain time, and mainly around the world, and how SGPDs and NJs and all these teams were being mentioned. Now Aston is being talked, in those scenes. So it's just a proud feeling. I'm just really happy that everyone was as passionate about Bhangra as some of us early days were.
So I was very happy for Aston in 2018. I think if you ask Ishan, like, he got congratulatory messages, like, no comments like about coming second and this, that, the other, and we kept him coming second. It's a bit annoying.